everybody doing tonight? The lines are full. I couldn't get in. Is everybody okay?
We're great, Marcus. How are you?
All right. I am doing excellent. It's good to hear all of your voices. 1 second here. I'm going to make sure that we have our call on recording mode here. 1 second, please.
This conference is being recorded.
All right. As always, we welcome all of you to our First Choice Savings Network training call for Thursday evening. And while we do this, let's go ahead and kick things off tonight, introduce ourselves to all of you. Again, this is Marcus Brigham from Denver, Colorado. I'm excited to be here tonight. If you're here also, if you can, announce yourself, give me your name and where you're calling in from.
This is Adrian calling in from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
All right, Adrian from Georgia. Good to hear your voice, Adrian. Thank you for making the call tonight. Who else do we have this evening?
Hey, Marcus, it's Paul from the home office in Orlando.
All right, I got Mr. Paul Whitwan, one of our CEOs, on the call with us this evening. Thanks for joining us, Paul, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't announced yourself, please do so at this time. Just give us that beautiful city and state you're calling from.
Steve from Minnesota.
All right, I got Steve from Minnesota. Who else do we have tonight?
Clay from Virginia.
Clay from Virginia. Thank you, Clay. And who else do we have this evening?
Rochelle from Houston, Texas.
All right, was that Cheryl from Houston?
Rochelle.
Rochelle from Houston. All right, welcome all the way. What part of Houston?
Southwest.
Southwest. Is that near like Sugarland, Missouri City area?
North of Sugarland, east of Katy.
Okay, excellent. I'm learning the areas out there. I've got most of my family out in that area of town. So thank you for making the call all the way from Houston, also known as each town, as my family said. Who else do we have that makes the call this evening?
Hello, this is Kelvin Felder from Columbia, South Carolina.
All right, I hear Kelvin's voice. Good to hear you as well from South Carolina. Welcome to First Choice Savings Network. You're on our training call tonight. If you're here, please announce yourself. We're going to be getting started in a few more minutes. Matter of fact, I'm showing about 3 minutes after. I'm going to go ahead and get things kicked off tonight. Do I have anybody else that hasn't yet announced themselves? All right. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get things started this evening. I want to welcome all of you to our First Choice Savings Network training call for Thursday. And as a reminder, every Wednesday we're on this same line, same place, same time, sharing the vision of First Choice Savings Network. So as a reminder for those of you that are talking to people every single day about First Choice, remember that you want to block out Wednesdays. Make sure that they're on the call on Wednesdays so that we can help answer questions for them. We don't want people asking you a bunch of questions of, how does this work and how does that work and how do I get paid? Allow us to do that for you, because remember that your team or even your future business partners are going to model everything you're doing. So that's going to be very attractive to them to know, hey, I can get my people to the call and let someone else do all the talking for me. So make sure that everyone is remembering that when you're talking to people and getting them to the Wednesday's calls. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you. I heard a few more people that are joining the call tonight. A lot of people are joining us, and the lines are getting full, so I want to make sure that we're allowing enough time for people to get connected. But, ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder to all of you, we just opened, if you go to teamfocus5.com, many of you go to firstchoicesavingsnetwork.com, go into the training section, and then there's a link in there that'll take you to teamfocus5.com. I just inserted the YouTube video presentation to the Ruby Connection section. And I put that section together because many of you wanted more of a step-by-step explanation on how the actual pay plan works. So now that is available for all of you. And I tell you, spend yourself a few hours weekly going through that. Very simple numbers to understand, but I do believe that if you are constantly reminding yourself and you're teaching yourself things over and over and over again, you begin to memorize them, you own them, and then it just begins to show in your leadership. So very important to keep yourself trained, no different than anything else you want to be successful in. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I was going through a few things that I've done in the past, and I was sitting here trying to figure out something that we can really talk about as a team to help everyone get started, get off to the fast track that they're looking for. Because what I'm noticing right now is there's people that have connected with First Choice Savings Network. Many of you love the products, you think they're outstanding, you love the overall concept of this business. But when it comes to actually getting out there and talking to people, you haven't done it yet. So, again, I want to go ahead and we're going to put this topic on the table, and I want everybody to examine themselves with some of the information that I go over tonight. We always talk about the Power of Five and how simple it is in this business. If you go out and, of course, you bring in 5 people and they do the exact same thing, and that begins to repeat itself 5 times, 5 levels deep, then, of course, you have a full matrix. Everyone is making some incredible income, close to $45,000 annually, and that's where everybody wants to be. But, again, I see that a lot of people are not getting started. And so I want to remind everybody that when you joined First Choice Savings Network, not only did you join because of the awesome service, but also, too, you joined under saying to yourself that you are going to commit to being part of this amazing industry. Many of us often refer to this industry as the home-based business world or the online world, but many of us that have been around for a long time, we know it as network marketing. And networking, ladies and gentlemen, is where a lot of people tend to run away from. This is a business, a industry that everyone must be willing to open their mouth and communicate with people. And when doing that, ladies and gentlemen, this is an industry that revolves around you learning how to build relationships with brand new people, creating new relationships, and then also, too, one of the awesome ways to jumpstart any business out here, especially in your first choice business. You want to get this business going right away, you got to learn to get back to those existing relationships that you have and start communicating with people. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you that were on the call last night, we were talking about there are so many people that all of us come in contact with every single day. Many of you, you're talking to that loved one every single day, whether it's your brother, your sister, or maybe it's your child that lives in another city or state, or maybe, it's a close friend that you guys check on each other every single day. Many of them have no clue that you're even involved in this business. And I just really want to encourage all of you to make a decision to start with the people that you know. That's the biggest thing people say. Well, Marcus, I'm in this business. What's the easiest way to get this thing going? And I think naturally a lot of people, they want to gravitate more towards the cold market because their thing is, well, at least these people don't know me, they can't judge me, and I can just call them. But I tell people working your cold market actually becomes a little bit more trickier because it does take a lot more time because